the next future leaders. And that's become my passion. That's what I'm here to do. So that was my first tip about leading your teams to thrive. It starts with you. And ask yourself, are you thriving? My second one, and if you attended the Women's Ignite Fitness event, was it last October, no? Yeah. You would have heard Love Leadership, which a great friend and colleague of mine, Fiona Carreras, and I presented together on learning ways to love yourself in order to love the way you lead. And we spoke about the practice of gratitude. Now, did you know there's been rigorous studies at the University of California into the psychotherapeutic benefits of practicing gratitude? And what they found, by simply practicing gratitude, it's a mental health intervention. So if you consciously practice gratitude, and this is what they've discovered, it leads to an overall improved quality of life. Think about that for a second. By consciously practicing gratitude, you improve your overall quality of life. Some simple ways to practice gratitude. Who practices gratitude? Anyone want to share a practice that they do? Jez.
I have a journal.
Excellent. I love it. I have a journal as well. And what do you write in your journal?
Well, it's funny. I actually went to Sydney with Fiona and she forced me to buy a journal. And yeah, little things like whatever I'm grateful for the day.
Yeah. And little things you take for granted. I take for granted that my mum came around at 7:15 this morning and got my son ready and took him to work because my husband had to leave early and I had to leave early. But think how grateful I am to have my mum around to do that. It's pretty awesome. So then what I started to think about with gratitude was if we consciously practice gratitude in our day-to-day life and it improves the quality of our life, what if we consciously practice gratitude in the workplace? Do you reckon it would improve the quality of your work life? Yeah, hell yeah. And I tell you it does. So one way I practice gratitude in the workplace is if I have gratitude notes in my Outlook, because once I get to work, I live and breathe and die by Outlook. And it's only 1 or 2 times a week that I have these reminders, and it's basically when I sit down for 10 to 15 minutes and reflect on the week that was or the couple of days it was. We get so bogged down in being busy, following up on member feedback, following up on that staff member that was late, catching up with the cleaners because the toilets aren't at the level they're supposed to be. And we get so busy in this, oh, this is happening, my poor life. But you know what? I've got so much to be grateful for. I work with great people. I get to have great interactions every day. I have team members that come into my office and say, you've been sitting looking at our budget for hours, come and have a cup of coffee. Like, how great is that? I was listening to, you spoke about Craig Harper before, Mel. I was listening to one of his podcasts, which I listen to regularly now on the way to work, the You Project. And he was talking about the practice of gratitude and doing a treasure hunt on your life. So I started to do a treasure hunt on my workplace and a treasure hunt on the work that I do. We don't sell dodgy cars. We're selling health and fitness. And I get to help create and work with the future leaders of tomorrow. Pretty grateful for that. So here's the challenge when you go back to your workplace. Sit down and do a little bit of a treasure hunt. Look for the amazing things that are happening around you. The last thing I want to talk about that I've found has helped me as a leader thrive and in turn my teams thrive is being authentic. And there's so many things around being authentic, about being human, showing integrity, self-aware, genuine, fair-minded, just doing the right thing. And I go to being human. And I remember a long time ago, and I have no idea who said it to me, but unfortunately it stuck with me for a really long time, was that as a leader, you give up the right to have a bad day. And I've held that with me. Like about 2 years ago, I went through a really tough time in my personal life, but I gave up the right to share that with anyone in my workplace. I'd turn up for work, get there and breathe and go, right, I just have to do this for 8 hours, I can get through it, and then get in the car and cry on the way home. But in those 8 hours, when I was having meetings, I was having one-on-ones with staff, I was catching up with members, I was trying to work on developing my business, but I wasn't present. I wasn't being human, I had switched off, and I was like, I'll just get through this. We talk about being human, show a little bit of yourself. And I'll tell a story which probably goes back to gratitude, but also being a little bit human. I had a leadership meeting the other Friday morning, as I do with my 15 or so leaders. And I was listening to them as they came into the room and they were talking about, oh, I've got to get a coffee. Oh, thank God it's Friday. Oh, I'm over this. Oh, I've got to go back and write this report. And I went, the night before I'd had a girlfriend pass away, a very close girlfriend. So I took a deep breath and I stood in front of my team and I said, last night, one of my very best friends in this whole world passed away. This morning, think about her husband waking up with his 3 kids and never seeing his wife again or their mother again. And you're whinging about having to write a report. And they went quiet. And I had so many texts and calls that day from staff saying, sorry to hear about the loss of your friend, but you actually put things in perspective. And it was a great day Friday, and I got my report done, and I was really grateful for the things that I get to do at work. Several messages of those. So I showed a little bit of vulnerability, showed a little bit of humanity. I am a human, but also got my team to practice a little bit of gratitude in the meantime. What about integrity? As an authentic leader, you need to have integrity. So do what you say you'll do. But also, if you're having private and confidential conversations, keep them private and confidential. Do your staff trust you? Be self-aware. And it's really hard to be authentic if you're not self-aware. Know your strengths, know your limitations, and know your weaknesses. And maybe share them with your team. I know Shane knows my weaknesses really well, which is why he only comes to me with the top end. He doesn't come to me with all the detail because he knows I don't like all that. Just tell me where you are now and how many members we've sold this month. Steve, you hate that, don't you? You like to know the numbers. That's why I have him. But I'm aware of what my strengths are and what my weaknesses are. Share them with your team. Be genuine. Are you who you are when you're at work? Is that who you really are, or are you putting it on? Because it actually takes practice to be consistent all the time. We do have bad days. And be fair-minded. Are you making decisions based around what you want, or are you open to feedback from your team? Are you open for robust conversations? Do people feel comfortable in telling you an opposing view? And just do the right thing. Yeah? Are you ethical? Do you have values? I'm really lucky that I work with a Y whose values really align with mine. Honesty, integrity, caring. It's all everything that I believe as a human. Do you align that with yours? Do you have a company? Do you own a company? Do you have company goals? Company values, sorry. And do you not stray from them? I'm going to sum up now. Leading your teams to thrive. And I really feel through my journey, 3 things that have helped me thrive and helped my teams thrive. And I hope you can go back to the workplace and maybe reflect on 1 or 2. Maybe make some little tweaks in the way you lead, because what it will do is it set you apart from that leader who's done all the academic studies and knows how to lead a team, to being that leader that has that something exceptional that people want to work for. Are you thriving yourself? Are you the best version of yourself so that you can lead your team to be the best version of themselves? Do you show gratitude? Do you teach your team how to have gratitude? Do you teach them to be thankful for the amazing work that we do? And are you authentic? Are you who? Are you a human? In the great words of Steve Jensen, people buy from people they like and trust. You know what, Steve? I think people also work for people that they really like and trust. Thank you.